Hello and welcome to my stream today, where I am going to be playing some Girls Frontline, as you can already tell in the background. Where today, as it turns out, there is a major story event that starts. Or started. Is it just you? I don't know, maybe. How are you doing, Wyatt? I mean, the stream has just started, so maybe? I don't know yet. Most people kind of just come in a little bit later. So ye. Hope you're doing well, though. You're just early. People rarely appear, like, in the first few minutes of the stream. They usually take, like, a bit. I do give... well, I do have a bit of a startup with the music and everything, but, you know, not you. Well, yeah, as you can see, there's a button right behind my head right now that says Eclipses and Saros. So, there is a major story event for Girls Online going on right now. Which I don't know how long it is. However, we shall figure that out fairly quickly. As we start the long period perturbation. We can't give up yet. The dawn has come. No, there's nothing ahead of us. Yes, there is. We just need to wait and wait for the sun to rise. What kind of game is it? I'll be totally honest. This is a mobile game that it's sort of a gacha game, but the way that it works is fairly unique. Hey, Terry. Where the combat is done in a slightly... It's a tactics game, I guess? With a lot of grinding attached to it. It's hard to explain without having the gameplay in front of you, and this being a major story event, there's probably going to be a bit of story before we get to the first combat map. How are you doing today, Terry? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, we're going to have a little bit of the story that I'm going to be reading through. Going for some corpse dragging? No. I should like a good storyline. There will probably be a few confusing things. I will try my best to explain as best as I can. The reason why there will be confusing things is because this is a major story event, and that is adding to the story that's already there. Also, Terry, I'm just saying, you might not be aware of this, but in games like Girls Online, corpse dragging is actually a thing. And usually it's referring to leveling up low-level units by force. Having one level 100 units, carrying them through combat as the level 1s just keep dying. Now that is corpse dragging. So yeah. But can't hold on any longer. Who knows if we'll be able to hold on out until then. You've played GFL a lot back in the day? Ah, I see. Okay, I wasn't aware. No, what we're doing today is actually the fact that there's a story event. So yeah. The old world has come to an end. But what of the new worlds? The new world begins in 2051. Berlin, in the temporary Griffin base. The commander's footsteps echo loudly through the empty corridor. Cecilian. The commander picks up the call, but they do not slow down. They've issued permissions to cross the border and use firearms. We need your warrant card and your signature. Got it. Give me half an hour. You need to head outside and handle supply transshipment in half an hour. Then give me 15 minutes. Have Persica meet me at the lab entrance in 15 minutes. We'll go together. Are you talking about that gift which state sex descends? I understand. Helium pauses briefly. The commander hits the call button for the lift in the meantime. Is there anything else? Well, I'd like to tell you not to push yourself too hard. The fact remains that the base needs you. So please, take care of yourself, and thank you. Same goes for you. The commander hangs up just as the lift reaches the basement. The electronic door opens, but there's nobody outside. Something's not right. The on-duty doors aren't at the post. The commander's hands twitches, and then they immediately go for the gun at their waist. Silence here is too complete. Not even the thunderous hum of the electrical system running at maximum capacity when Persica's working can be heard. The commander makes an emergency call in the darkness. Main control room speaking. Give me a sit-rep on the B3 level. One moment, please. No abnormalities detected. SC and FFM249 saw on duty. They have just went to the lab to relieve contender and M60. Thunk. The corridor lights all go out. Someone's got the power supply. Still looks normal from here. Wait a minute. The camera's timesteps been changed. Commander. Is it Paradise? The rebels or... The gunshot ricochets off the ground beside the commander's feet. The commander rolls inside and crouches low, staying silent. The nerves are wound tightly and they have the gun in the death grip. The only thing here is darkness and the silence. There's only the sound of their breathing. The elevator power supply is back and under control. SDAR-15 is leading a team to lock down the secure passage. Commander, please verify your safety. What about Persica? Is she safe? Aye, Nitro. Where is Persica? I don't see on the cameras. Another bullet hits the ground by the commander's feet. Did the opposition mess up? No. It was carefully calculated shot. Commander follows their memories as they run towards the lab, the gun at the ready. At the lab. It is lit only by the touchscreen of the electronic door. The faint light reveals that the glass panel of the door is covered in cracks and the metal frame has been badly deformed. Behind it lies Contender, a piece of twisted metal stuck in her neck. The commander places their hand to the touch panel. Verifying identity. Identity confirmed. The door slides open. The commander holds their breath. Right after that, as though in response to the commander's hunch, a shrill alarm immediately begins making a racket while flashing red lights fill the lab. The repair tank before them is wide open, revealing that it is empty. It is missing. The commander's face is grave. Has the base been infiltrated by intruders? Did someone sneak in without a trace? No, how did they know that it had been moved from here by StateSec? And where's Persica? No, the shots were meant to lure them to the lab. Upon sensing the breeze on their skin, the commander reacts with lightning speed. However, they're still too slow. Something hits their hand hard as they're raising their pistol, and the gun goes flying away. In the next moment, a massive impact knocks them to the ground. Stay still. Hey, bat. There's a weight on their back, followed by the feeling of cold metal pressed against the back of their head. The commander presses themselves to the ground and raises their arms without a word. Who is it? An answer slowly reveals itself within the commander's heart. Skyle? The other person doesn't say anything. However, not answering is an answer of its own. Looks like you're awake. StateSec sent quite an interesting gift. So you are the commander here. The somewhat cold voice says this in a tone that does not permit any room for doubt. So nobody infiltrated us and you caused all this by yourself. Snap. The lights in the lab come back on. Visibility restored. Down the line, our target is one doll. The systems are different. I can't take care of her from here. She's just an old model from nearly 2 decades ago. Disarm already. I advise you not to act rashly. Commander can't see the face of the doll behind them, but the pressure on the back of their head intensifies. We are not the enemy. World War III is already over. That part was unexpected. If she knew that, then why did she attack them? You should not have tried to capture a ranger. The subject of your loyalty no longer exists. All governments were reshuffled during World War III. So, are you saying I should be loyal to you then? Your only way of to survive lies in putting down your gun. Ops was a failure. Mission cancel code CAO 311. The air seems to freeze over. Every second that passes is unbearable for everyone. Upon seeing that the other person isn't moving, STAR slowly raises a gun. Lower your gun, 15. Skyle, we can talk. If you aim... Well, if he aims to anger me, so I will write you off or scrap you by force, or return you to statesec, then I'm afraid you've got the wrong idea. Even after being sealed away for over 10 years, you've maintained your clarity of mind, your intellect, and your ability to act swiftly. You've certainly proven that you're an elite dog from World War III. In turn, I will prove that I am a commander who is worthy of your trust. I cannot pledge my loyalty to you. And why is that? It is a base layer setting of mine. I only have one setting of dog tax. One set of dog tax. If you're not willing, we won't force you to undergo any sort of modifications either. That is not a quality a commander ought to possess. But that's simply how I live in this world. Every person and every dog ought to have freedom of their own. Freedom, you say? Commander feels the pressure on their back ease off. Enough for them to turn around and stand up. Now they can get a look at this legendary figure. I am Aliana of Daybreak Squad. The doll standing behind the commander is tall, and she puts her gun away with fluid motions. Though she radiates an impressive aura like a blade, she extends a hand to the commander with a warm smile on her face. Time sync, Commander. It's now 4:56 PM, Berlin time. Did you not see Persica when you woke up? If you're talking about that female researcher, she's in warehouse B6 on the level below. She's unconscious for the moment. Nova. I mean, sort of, kind of. Also, hello, Werther. I am, personally, caught up on all this story. Apart from 2 events that I've missed. One of which has been added to the replay list, so I'm gonna get through that when I get to it. However, when there's a new event coming out, I'm certainly not going to pass the chance to play it. In the ops room. The commander picks up the mountain of paperwork on the desk and begins reading through it. She's an ordinary doll. She has many secrets around her. I've got no room to be picky. In order to fight this battle, I'll take every chance I can to increase our strength. I don't care about what she's holding back or what she chooses to declare as long as I can use her. They do say geniuses often act arrogant, Dandelion. Are you praising me, Commander? In the temporary meeting room, several dolls are scattered around the otherwise empty meeting room. Each of them has a different expression on their face. And among them, the first to snort and discuss is Contender, who's seated in the middle. So nobody knows why the commander called us here. Are we going to be punished? I mean, we did mess up our job to protect Miss Persica. You before he equipped her with some salty metals. What is going wrong here? What are you talking about, Werther? Maybe it's for an after-action report. Contender thinks back to that encounter which lasted less than a second and clenches her fists. I was attacked from behind. It was my fault for not being alert enough. CR. Yes? I see her seated in the corner of the room and her body trembles as she is suddenly called out. Back then, you were the only one in the lab helping Miss Persica. Did you see what the intruder looked like? SCR swallows and then she opens her mouth as though she's about to speak, but the words stick in her throat and won't come out. Forget it, Contender. SCR has practically zero combat experience, and she wouldn't have been chosen for guard duty if we weren't low on people. Don't expect too much from her. Don't expect too much from her. SCR lowers her head in silence. The fact that she cannot refute that statement is the most frustrating thing for her at this moment. Save it, you two. Thump. Contender angrily pounds the table. Okay. All of Griffin is preparing for the war that's about to come. But right now, we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs. Doesn't that annoy you? I know how you feel, but blowing up won't do any good. Relax. We probably won't get punished. Besides, even if it was for punishment, why would I be here? I wasn't in charge of lab security. Maybe the commander's putting a team together. Is there a free slot on Miss Lee's team? Are you kidding me? Didn't you say you wanted to join Car's squad just a couple of days ago? I want to follow a real elite. Whether it's Car or Lee is all the same to me. Miss Elian. Everyone immediately stands at attention. Elian enters the room and claps her hands together. Quiet. Considering the reconstruction progress of the base, the commander believes that we can take on more missions now. Miss Elian, is Miss Persica alright? I'm sorry, it's all because I messed up. Don't worry, SCR. The commander won't be punishing anyone because of that. Say what? Right now we have a new operational team. You are its members. Huh? SCR unconsciously mutters to herself. An ops team. Her. Who's the leader? Is it me? She has great faith and expectations in you. Please come in. Contender and SCR's eyes go wide as they see her. You're that attacker? Huh? You're a leader? Hey, are you for real? Are you insulting me? Aliana looks around at everyone. The mission has been handed down. Verify the information, time, and then prepare to head out. Wait a minute. You're not going to explain anything to or introduce yourself? I'm a team leader. What part of that is unclear? You have 10 minutes to gather your gear and draw ammo. Meet at the base entrance in 10 minutes' time. At the base entrance. Aliana stands in the middle of a patch of open land. The sunlight rains down on her. She remains still and silent, enjoying the warmth. 13 years. Aliana brings up the comms listing for Daybreak Squad. 7 names have been deleted besides them. The only name that remains has a grey icon beside it. Offline. Location unknown. The sounds of gunshots, explosions, whispers and telephones ringing. She hears them all again, across the gulf of 13 years. Aliana, you will all be the daybreak that lights new... You will all be the daybreak that lights the new world. If you're talking about a single person, that grammar does not make much sense and confused the shit out of me just now. Sis. Amaris. Destroy. Okay. Aliana touches a gun. The imprint technology has given an unprecedented sense of connection to her weapon, making her 13 years of slumber feel like nothing more than a dream. I'll take that last dog tag back this time. The magazine slides home. Well, 2 more things of story only. Short period perturbation. Okay. The ancient floorboards groan in agony, unable to bear the weight of the person pacing back and forth angrily on top of them. I know. It's actually a fairly short event, all things considered. If it's 30 levels. It is early in the morning now. Cheryl would not usually be awake at this point given her habits, but right now her house is abuzz with commotion. Listen, you. What you've done is a grievous violation of my rights as a consumer. You sold me a bill of goods. What you did is no different from that case a while back where they advertised the high-end doll when they were selling... Halfway through her crazed rant into the communicator, she suddenly glances back. And why don't you just sell those Roombas? There, dear customer, don't be mad. I've recorded your issues for you, and when your assistant boss, comes in, she'll help you settle them right away. So please wait, okay, dear? You want me to not get mad? How can I not be mad? Get that supervisor of yours right now, or else I'll sue. Ah, the assistant boss is here. I'll switch you over to her. What's up? Last week, I ordered that latest high-end doll from your company. You know, the one with the blonde hair, blue eyes, and supermodel figure. Fully functional and capable of neck and shoulder massages, too. Didn't we send it over? What the hell did you send over? Cheryl is so mad that she's jumping up and down. She turns the camera off her communicator to the pile of trash that's stacked up in a garbage dump. Part of it even seems to be wriggling. Oh, I see. Was this the doll you received? That's right. Tell me, don't you think this pile of garbage is a far cry from what I was promised? I fully understand how you feel. One moment, please. I'll go check with the warehouse. Hey, I'm not... The line cuts off, but Cheryl, who built up a full head of steam, immediately calls back. However, the other side doesn't pick up no matter how much she yells into the phone. Greetings, dear customer. The user you have dialed is uncontactable at the moment. Please... What the fuck? Cheryl's furious screaming echoes through the district. She grabs her throbbing temples and collapses onto her sofa. She decides to distract herself with the TV and hands feel around for the remote control that's fallen between the crevices of the sofa. But no matter how hard she presses, the TV does not respond. What's going on? Smart butler? Turn on the TV. Not even the household AI pays her any heed. Cheryl gets so mad her remote slips from her hand. Ah, what the hell's going on today? It's just one thing after another, and each one is just pissing me off more than the last. A hollow burp comes from the pile of trash. Right after that, a massive object emerges from it, as though the junk heap's had spontaneously collapsed. I think that was because of me. What the hell are you doing? I haven't had so much power in a while, so I couldn't help drawing more of it. The massive object wobbles as it emerges from the junk pile, with a cable sticking out of its port. Cheryl notices the luxury sunglasses she bought last year on her face. Cheryl's fists bunch up even more. Pull that cable out at once, and take off my sunglasses! No. Cheryl's petite form lunges for the socket and strikes the doll right in her vitals. Snap! The cable falls from the doll. Ah! The massive object crashes to the ground, as though its soul has been extracted. Are you trying to run an injury scam on me or something? I only pulled out a cable, not your heart. Oh, I don't have enough. I need more power. Ha! Cheryl grabs a frail doll with a suspicious look in her eyes and checks the battery panel. Current charge, 98%. Oh, come on. Don't be such a miser. Cheryl's face darkens with rage as she throws the doll to the ground and turns to fix the circuit breakers in her house. Smart butler. At your service, Mistress Cheryl. Contact the nearest recycling plant. Tell them I've got a garbage doll here that they need to take away ASAP. Alright, how much do you wish to receive for it? I don't want money, I want this piece of trash out of my sight. Very well. Your servant shall forward this doll's chassis data to the appropriate parties. Cheryl sighs and lets the tension flow out of her before she turns and collapses onto her sofa. The doll remains face down on the ground, reaching a trembling hand out to her. Look at mad. I'm actually very expensive. Okay, that people can't buy, even if they wanted. Master, the recycling plant has sent their reply. When are they coming? They said, I've never heard of this model of garbage before. I wouldn't pick it up even if you paid me. Ah! After waiting in despair from battery exhaustion, the doll collapses and moves no more. Cheryl pants heavily, trying to calm a spiking blood pressure, and then a call comes in the midst of her repeated deep breaths. Hello? Who is it? It's me, dear. I just went to check on our warehouse and we missed your call, sweetie. I don't give a damn where the hell you went or what you did. Give me a solution right now. Dear, it's like this. We checked our warehouse logs. What we sent was a doll of the model you requested, but we don't know how it ended up like the one you have now. What do you mean? Are you accusing me of running some kind of scam? Not at all. Perhaps it was a problem with the delivery firm, or the doll grew legs and ran off. Are you actually trying to make the most outrageous excuse possibly for your actions? In any case, we sent a round trip for you tour package for we sent a round trip tour package for to Frankfurt to your account as compensation. We hope you have a good time with your new doll. Wait, I'm not happy with this compensation. The call is abruptly cut off. Cheryl tries calling back right away, but her only response is a cold mechanical female voice. Yeah. The communicator falls from Cheryl's limp fingers, and she collapses onto the sofa while holding her head. The doll remains prostrated on the ground. Its battered body blending almost perfectly into the garbage-like mound of junk around it. Quit faking. I saw you plug the cable back in. If you keep quiet, I'll pull it out again. Come on, don't. The doll slowly and lazily turns over, looking at Cheryl, whose face is a picture of wrath. What's the point of keeping you around? I checked your systems. You saw today it's just updating all your systems would take 77,535 hours. Not to mention you don't even have the internal memory for updates. Hey, at least you'll have a companion for your trip to Frankfurt. What makes you think I'll be bringing you along? Those 2 tickets have to be used together. Plus, I checked your call logs. You have no friends. Why you? Who's got the time to make friends when I have to do overtime every day to turn in manuscripts? Yeah, that's right. I haven't submitted this month's scripts yet. So let's go together. The doll smiles in a way that seems to be begging for a beating. Enjoy your trip, Cheryl. By the way, my name's Summer. Who cares about your name? Wait, Summer? What kind of Summer? Summer as in Samoyed Hound. After rolling her eyes, Cheryl stomps back into her room. After seeing her leave, Summer changes to a more comfortable position for lying down. As she looks at the unfamiliar ceiling, she slowly closes her eyes. In the depths of Summer's neural cloud, 8 armchairs are arranged in a circle within a mysterious, completely sealed room. It's completely dark here, not because there's no data, but because someone deliberately adjusted the brightness. She finds the seat that belongs to her in this familiar darkness and then slowly sits down. So today you are clamped into the carton of a high-end doll that this girl ordered. I don't know why, but that red-haired girl, Cheryl, gives me a sense of security. That feeling is very familiar. I guess it belongs to one of you here. Perhaps my days of curling up in a warehouse are over. It's the first time in 13 years. Congratulations on taking a step forward. Thank you, but it hurts a lot more than I expected. Did you know how hard it was to find a power line in a house like that? Things have happened, but no matter how complicated they get, the day will come when you make a sense of it all. Just like the room you're in at the moment. In any case, this is a good beginning. I'm glad to see you continue moving forward. I'm moving forward. I couldn't have done this without your support. That's right, this is our effort, so let's remember this special day. Let's pray that we never go back. I'm gonna guess that that's Sky Age. Whether or not that will actually happen that way in the story, I don't know, but lunar orbital inclination will maybe tell us. Maybe not, though. Berlin, in the temporary Griffin base. An inch-wide shaft of light illuminates the darkened room, which was previously only lit by electronic screens. Berserker marches inside, locking eyes with SDAR-15, who's standing off to the side. Triple trigger, thank you. Is your body alright? Do you need a checkup? You were out for a long time and Aliana's a tactical doll. She doesn't know how to pull her punches. Huh? I haven't stepped a wing for the past 2 weeks of work. I was just catching up on my rest. Why are you making it sound like I was ambushed? As I recall, you asked me to go see Aliana in the lab earlier. Didn't Aliana knock you out? The CR-15 carried you back to the dome and I was about to send the medics over. I haven't slept in that bed for ages. No wonder I woke up on it. Speaking of which, my lab's a mess. It looks like somebody blew it up. Was it you guys? Huh? You mean when we found you on the ground earlier with coffee splashed everywhere? You mean you weren't knocked out by someone? The lab was so cramped that I had to go downstairs to lie down for a bit. Anyway, stop changing the subject. I'm here to talk to you about Skyl, as in Aliana. There's something troublesome about the neural clouds. What? Troublesome? But the commander's already sent out on a mission. The commander sighs in resignation. What kind of troublesome are we talking about? Is it going to be a major issue? I mean, she can run and jump and kidnap people right after waking up. I don't see a problem there. If someone like you could see the problem, then I'd be out of a job, wouldn't I? I suppose it isn't a huge issue. I'm just saying that there's some code in a neural cloud that can't be reset. You can think of it as a virus. A virus? And that's not an issue. The commander sent out on a secret mission. Relax. The code needs a suitable environment to activate. She was probably a military-used doll, so I guess she has a base layer directives for the sake of confidentiality. Anyway, it probably won't be a big deal considering the war's over, and the designers have long since vanished. And what are the effects of that virus? They're currently unknown. Technology from back then was pretty crude, pretty much rudimentary trial and error, so it shouldn't pose a big challenge to monitoring her in real time. Well, if it's just phoning home, it won't be a big deal, but it might be problematic if it's got a whole other mission in there. How was I to know that you were in such a hurry? Also, is my coffee ready yet? I can't think without glucose. On it. In the Berlin Hauptbahnhof, at the crowded ticket gate in the waiting lounge. Cheryl checks the time annoyedly. It's been over half an hour since the original departure time, but they haven't even seen the train yet. Why isn't it here yet? You watch the luggage. I'll ask the staff. Wait, don't go. Samu, who's sitting on the steps and hugging a suitcase, lazily reaches out to tug on Cheryl. Upon seeing how she's acting, the latter realizes what's going on. Wait. Did you use up all those power banks? Yeah. Here you go. Samu hands the suitcase back to Cheryl. You giving them back to me after using them up? Today's train will be delayed indefinitely. Why, you? If it wasn't because I couldn't find a suitable friend after an entire week of searching, I'd never have brought you outside. Some weakly collapses onto Cheryl, and the latter can't help rolling eyes at this once again. Cheryl looks around as she supports Samu with one hand. Her blank eyes notice something, and then they light up. Get up and sit down here now. Cheryl pushes her way through the crowd and drags Samu over to the vending machine section. Then, she waits until nobody is looking before unplugging the vending machine's power cable and plugging Samu into it instead. I feel safe again after so long. Cheryl sighs in relief, then stacks her luggage on top of Samu to block the power line. You wait here while I find someone to explain what's going on. I guess it's that the staff don't have the time to attend to you. How do you know that? Samu indicates the display panel above her as she valiantly staves off the urge to sleep. God damn it, Martha! The screen, which was previously filled with an ever-changing gamut of train arrival times, has suddenly been replaced by a bright red series of not in service messages. The staff at the ticket gate move along hastily, muttering into their walkie-talkies as they run. What's going on? As if in response to Cheryl's question, the train loudspeakers chime in. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Due to a track fall, the Berlin Hauptbahnhof will now be enforcing temporary traffic controls. All trains will temporarily cease services to be restored at a later date. If you wish to refund your tickets, please proceed to man windows 1 to 4 to process your transactions. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Yeah, I spent all night packing my luggage. Well, being able to sell off the tickets is pretty good too. Why did the damn train have to break down after I got to the station? Would it have killed them to send out the notification earlier? Classic Deutsche Bahn. I don't think things are that simple. Someone suddenly stands up as her face is serious for once. If this were an ordinary track fault, they wouldn't have put up signal jamming. The internet here has been cut off. Wait, seriously? Could it be that the signal sucks because there are too many people here? Cheryl furiously jams at a communicator, but she remains unable to access the internet. What's the meaning of this? Why would they cut off the internet at a train station? The authorities might not have done it. Signal broadcasters and transport hubs are top priority for terror attacks. An attack? Cheryl's eyes narrow. You've got a great future ahead of you with that imagination of yours. However, it should wait until I refund my ticket before expanding on it. Hey. Cheryl drags somewhere along as she looks for the ticket refund window. The massive station is filled with an endless stream of humanity, and Cheryl loses the way for a moment. Where's the window? It was right here just now. Even if you find it, the lines are going to be very long. Let's just go for now. I have a really bad feeling about this. It's just a few more people. What could possibly go wrong? That said, Cheryl's own doubts start filling her heart as she looks at the crowd. Unfamiliar faces of all kinds stream in front of and pass behind her, like waters of a rushing river, trapping her on a lone boulder in the middle of the stream. Good thing Saros here. Cheryl thinks as she winds herself. Cheryl. What now? Someone suddenly comes to a halt. The crowd keeps Cheryl from seeing what Saros sees. However, she can hear a sound that's so familiar that it sounds like it's coming from her memories. Cheryl's mind goes blank. Our daily lives are formed from familiar environments, people and incidents. What upsets this sense of routine is the intrusion of the unfamiliar. Once the unfamiliar breaks in, then even after the unfamiliar things are eliminated, we can never go back to our daily lives in our past. Right now, a squad of armed men have appeared in the school corridor that she would normally have walk through every day. A still youthful Cheryl froze dumbly in place, unable to move, unable to even scream like her other little classmates had. All she could do was watch dumbly as these unfamiliar people invaded her familiar corridors, killed her familiar classmates and teachers, before finally arriving in front of her. Bang, her world goes dark. Cheryl emerges from the fog of days gone by, and by the time she returns to her senses, she finds that she's been draped on top of her luggage. So much pushing her as they cut a path out of the panicked crowd. Where are we going? We're finding a place to hide, of course. The exits are crammed full of people. We need to keep ourselves safe until we figure out what's going on. Cheryl flinches and looks back. There's a disturbance among the crowd, and clueless passengers react on instinct and flee towards the exits. Angry shouts and wails of despair fill the air. Faced with this familiar scenery and this unfamiliar sense of powerlessness, all Cheryl can do is avert her gaze in despair. This way. Wait, this is... Before Cheryl can object, someone stuffed her into the ladies' bathroom. On the special road leading to the Berlin Hauptbahnhof, the throngs of noisy people have jammed the few exits to the buildings completely shut. Amidst this racket, Aliana leads her team into the lockdown zone. Yes, I'm shouldering something, Ice. Also, hello, Ice. 1 second, please. As I both stretch and hydrate. Wait. As the police officer responsible for maintaining the perimeter sees the armed-to-the-teeth squad, he steps in front of Aliana and blocks her path. The station is currently on high alert and unauthorized personnel are not allowed to enter. Who are you? Do you have permission to enter? Aliana says nothing. Instead, she produces the permit from her pocket. However, the police officer merely glances at it before looking away. His attitude is unchanged. This was not issued by our system. What did you say? Aliana pats Sia on the shoulder and turns to the side. M26, contact the Stasi on the special line. What kind of attitude is that? Police officer frowns, seemingly very unhappy with her actions. Did I not make myself clear? Get lost and stop interfering with official business. Sun leader. If you don't leave, I will be forced to use... Almost right after M26 hangs up, the communicator on the officer's wrist, the officer's waist rings. Answered. The officer looks at Aliana's blank face in surprise before warily picking up his communicator. The number on it comes from the police station for his region. Let the squad with permit number so-and-so enter. Understood. Cooperate with them. We are to cooperate and allow passage to the holders of all permits ending in 090 to 150. This notice only just came down. Understood. The officer closes his eyes, and when he opens them again, his attitude is completely different from before. This way, please. Aliana nods and leads the others in the direction indicated by the police officer. Please brief us on the situation. 10 minutes ago, many train workers found unknown objects suspected to be bombs in multiple locations throughout the station. Our superiors ordered us to lock down all the train stations in Berlin. The riot control police and the bomb squad are on the way. That's why we are here. From now on, we will be in charge of inspecting all dangerous material. A copy of the Hauptbahnhof map has been shared with all of you. Remember your assignments. M26, you're in charge of checking the B2 parking lot, the waiting rooms, and the other passenger-related facilities. M60, you'll be handling the duty rooms and the repair bay. M249, you'll be checking the departing trains. Contender will check all the incoming trains. SCR, you with me. We'll be checking the cargo trains and cargo cars and warehouses. Wait a minute. As a third party, you'll need a special search warrant to perform a cargo search. That's why we need you to gather people to perform body checks on people. As for the other locations, don't worry. We'll be using instruments to scan them. We won't be opening any crates. If we find anything suspicious, we'll see the crate in question and then take it away. All other procedures will be duly followed. Understood. Could you sign here as well? We need to be able to give the other departments an explanation. We can leave your permit here. That's the best signature we can give. Alright, thank you. The commotion in the waiting lounge draws everyone's attention. Cheryl paces back and forth, as though she's forgotten that she's in the bathroom. The little teddy bear dangling from her backpack is completely unrecognizable from all the twisting and wringing it has suffered in her hands. Someone surreptitiously flips the sign on the door that reads "Cleaning in Progress" while taking stock of Cheryl's condition. This human girl is a recluse and has never seen such a thing before. She must be scared out of her wits. Things will be bad if she ends up crying. I have no experience with dealing with that sort of thing. I guess I'll have to use that. Just then, Cheryl stops pacing around and mutters to herself with her back to Samo. Someone slowly creeps over and rests her hands on Cheryl's shoulders, before modulating her voice to its most gentle tone and saying, "Don't be scared. I'll protect you until we get to safety." Cheryl emits a deranged laugh before leaning her head back. There's something scary hidden behind her smile that paralyzes Samo. Someone reflexively backs away, but Cheryl grabs her hand. What a perfect opportunity. This is my lucky day. Lucky day? What do you think happened in that station? Use your imagination. Robbery? Summer frowns. What kind of people are doing this robbery? Who are they robbing? What kind of robbery would need them to cut the internet? What kind of robbery would need them to lock down the station platforms? What kind of robbery would need them to stop every single train going in and out of the Berlin Hauptbahnhof? Come on, ask me. What kind, then? Do you think it's possible that the robbers' plan to board the train was revealed, so they've mixed with the passengers and are planning to create chaos and flee, you know? Just like in those Liam Neeson movies. Ah, yes. Then, don't you think the police are overreacting a little bit too much for this? Someone wants to go on, but after seeing the light shining in Cheryl's eyes, her voice trails off. Do you think it's possible that there's an elite infection in the station? Maybe they were infected among the crowd, or someone deployed a bioweapon? But the radiation detectors haven't gone off. Someone indicates her radiation index detectors overhead. Absolutely nothing out of the ordinary is happening with them. Alright, then after eliminating all other possibilities, there's only one option. And that is... Do you want to calm down first? Maybe get a drink of water and calm down? Someone watches Cheryl, who's gotten so excited that she's jumped onto the sink to deliver her deductions. Stop interrupting me, I'm inspired now. The god of inspiration must be blessing me, and this is the stage for my new work. The only possibility now is that the station has been rigged with bombs and the perpetrators are holding all the passengers on the train hostage, with us among them. Samo quietly sits back down. It seems Cheryl does not need her comfort. Rather, she is the one who needs comforting now. You seem to be in good spirits. Once things outside calm down, we should leave ASAP. There's a sound of something activating outside. Wait a minute. Do you hear that? No way. Why are the sound effects meant for my story? The beeps grow steadily more frequent over time. They progress evenly and neatly. Despair starts to creep into Samo's heart. In some ways, this woman's instincts are so keen that it makes her want to cry. It's a time bomb. Samo squats under the sink and points at the bomb in a hidden corner. The display says that they have 21 seconds left. Samo quickly calculates just how far she can run with Cheryl in 21 seconds. After thinking about the volume of traffic outside, they might not be able to completely escape the blast, but they might be able to avoid most of the damage. Let's go. Samo reaches toward the place where Cheryl was standing just now, but she grabs nothing but empty air. Cheryl? Cheryl's petite form is already crawled under the sink. My guess was right. The day has come at last! What are you saying? There's no time! Cheryl turns and begins rummaging through a heavy suitcase. There are 4 seconds left, time is swiftly ticking by. Heedless to the charge level warnings in a neurocloud, Samuel immediately rushes to stop her, rushes up to stop her and instead crashes into a big case that Cheryl has produced from a suitcase. What's this? After opening it, Cheryl pulls out a liquid nitrogen freeze gun. Wait a minute. Why do you have this on you? Why do you stuff something so dangerous into your suitcase? Well, it's fine to come in handy now. Cheryl calmly inserts the nozzle into the bomb's innards, and then she squeezes the lever to infuse it with the liquid nitrogen. Her practice posts a steady backmesh with events from Samuel's memories. Who taught you all of this? She looks like she's done this before, and I've also seen this before. Thanks to Cheryl's actions, the rapidly ticking timer is frozen solid. However, Cheryl doesn't look happy about it. Rather, she seems crestfallen. There's some time to space out, Cheryl. Let's go. Was it YouTube? Yeah. Someone got Cheryl out of the bathroom. The moment the door opens, the cacophony of the outside world hits them in the face. Panicked people flee towards the exit, like they were trying to outrun machine guns. The exit's that way. Stay away from crowds. You don't want to get trampled. I know, but... A bomb planted in the corner of the waiting lounge detonates. There's some distance away from it, but it still frightens Cheryl. Still bombs outside, Samo. Can tell. A huge explosion sends the survivors wailing and screaming in all directions. Fear is like ink dumped into a tank of water. It spreads on its own, even without deliberate stirring, diffusing and dyeing everything naturally. The murky water soon churn into a raging tide. Run away! There's a bomb! Please! People are dying here! Help! Let us off! People are dead in here! Don't push, don't rush, stay calm and leave in an orderly manner. As the explosions grow nearer, the passengers streaming towards the exit are unaware that the way ahead has been jammed by fallen debris and continue adding to the forward pressure. The police try to disperse the crowds, but are driven back again and again by each wave of humanity crashing into them. Don't just stand there. We need to get out of here too. Someone struggles to leave the crowd with the 4 suitcases in hand and looks for another way out. Cheryl stands dumbstruck in front of the bathroom, watching the flood of humanity. We can't just leave like this. What nonsense are you talking? Someone in the crowd suddenly shouts, "There's a bomb in here too! It's going to blow!" In that moment, the crowd boils with commotion and they change the direction they're heading before rushing out with unstoppable force. Upon closer inspection, many people in this tide have fallen and do not get up again. Heading our way. We need to take cover somewhere else. The two of them can't avoid the surging crowd in time, and Cheryl is hit dead on by a massive muscular man. Knocked off balance, Cheryl trips over on her feet and falls out on the crowd, which at least spares her trampling. Are you alright? I'm fine. Come on, get up. We'll head that way. I'll support you. There's more than one bomb here. Sitting down if we just follow the crowds. The way out is blocked, the bomb squad can't get here in time, and the cops are helpless. Looks like I won't be the star of this story. Cheryl sits down on a piece of empty ground and rotates her ankle as she continues in a depressed tone. Oh, forget it. Give me that. Someone reaches out to Cheryl. Give you what? That freeze gun of yours. If we can disarm the bombs in time, the sound of the explosions will stop and the passengers won't be so panicked. That way we might be saved. What you say makes sense, but can you even use it? Maybe I should do it. I saw you use it just now, and besides, I'm more suited to disarming bombs in situations like these. Someone takes the liquid nitrogen freeze gun and weighs it in our hands as though she was born to use it. Then I'll put you somewhere safe. Keep in touch. I'll be back before I run out of power. Okay, stay safe then. First contact. Okay then. For the sake of story, let's go through it on normal. Yikes. First mission on hard mode, 20,000 strength. Okay, we're avoiding that one. That I can guarantee. Or maybe just EMPing it. Or maybe we're EMPing that one. Combat summary. We need to disarm the bomb. Sky L or Sky H. Wait, what? What? But there is no... Oh, okay. I see. Interesting. So you are alerted to all of those tiles. I'm gonna guess that the alerted tiles are all around them, but not actually hitting them. We need to alert them in order to lure them. Specifically, I think... Oof, this is a bit tough to figure out, actually. You're not alerted to the tiles over here, so that's good. We are going to lure both of these to the right and move left with the squad. However, first of all, we shall go back to the left carriage. Where we are going to have to do the same thing with Sky Age. Very sorry. Thank you very much for the Prime supplies. And for the 10 months. Must forgot you had this month. Fine. Pick up the grenade. So... Switch to the right carriage. Move you one tile down. Oh, I can move you twice for free. Prime for some reason was like when I have a free month of Prime. I mean, sure, why not, right? It's like, eh. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's fine. Prime is nice to have if you can afford it and everything, but it's not one of those things that is necessary by any means. Also, both of the scars seem pretty damn good, just saying. Also, she has a dog. That wasn't in the art before. It's a surprisingly crudely drawn dog, but it's a dog. Whoop. So, don't you compare to some subscription stuff? It really is. There's a lot of really expensive subscriptions. So you are alerted to all of these tiles, no matter where I move. If I move next to that... Actually, no, we can. Throw the MP grenade at him. Which should stun them in place. Should. So that gave us an extra move. So first things first, what we need to do is get you out of range of this guy. Even if it's just by one tile. Not planning one. A right-hand carriage. One, two, three, doesn't work. Well, we have at least gotten ourselves an extra move, so you know, it's fine. Considering that you're patrolling, you're gonna go one to the left in a moment. That is fine. Alright, so I think there's not much we can do in this turn. Dang it! That, I should have checked which tiles he's patrolling. Let's lure them again. Daybreak squad, let's go. So we have 3 moves. I'm stupid. Can't fucking think. So, you can move once for free, which will be the move to the bomb. Disarm the bomb. So 1, 2, that will get us to the other side. Ha. Okay, let's go back. Now he should go back to his previous position. At the same time, though, this guy will patrol downwards, so we'll have to run Sky Edge all the way back up. So, kind of stay here either. Oh, we can't stay here. This is not the optimal solution to this mission, by the way. Just letting you know. Making sure that you're absolutely 100% aware of this. One free move, one normal move, one extra move. Never mind, this works in a different way than I thought it does. I have entirely misunderstood how this map works. This doesn't, however, mean that we need one extra turn here. Well, 2 technically. See, I thought that it moved that Sky H squad over here and I could actually defuse the bomb with him. But no, that is in fact not how that works. So, in the next turn, 1, 2, 3. No, that this doesn't work. I need to think of a completely different way of doing this. Shit. Because I have my 1 free move, and I have 1, 2, 3, which leads me right into being killed by that guy. So let's reset the situation. Could have gotten another move. Let's restart this real quick. Shouldn't be too bad. Should not be too bad. Start the operation. So first things first, you will move up there. And you move down there. Capture both of those teleports, get some more movement points. I was an idiot, basically. So, the solution to this turn is, funnily enough, to just stay here and waste the 1 point that you have. Because we want those movement points for the following turns. So, what we can do here is, first things first, throw a little bomb at this guy. I'm an idiot. That was wrong. This is not going to work out. Yeah, that's going to be a restart. Click the wrong button. Whoops. Tee. Yes, he is. It's fine. Back we go. Into the same map again, because I'm an idiot. And I failed. The start is going to be the same thing again. I was just stupid. Yeah. Let's go. All the curve plan. I don't know what went wrong there, but something went wrong there. Very good, very good. On the right carriage, we'll move you 1 tile. And that will be fine. Now on the next turn, I really need to remember to pick up the grenade and actually throw it instead of moving the squad. That was stupid. And the turn. Doesn't matter if he goes up or to the left. We're just going to be throwing a grenade at him anyway. So that he does not continue moving. Pick up the grenades. Throw out the grenades. Leave me alone. Then, onto the right carriage we go. And now we have a grand total of 5 movement points to do, which we will use in this way, basically. Putting us in the perfect position to grab the bomb and be fine. And the left side we've already done, so we don't actually have to worry about it either. And the exact position that I went to here is very good because while there's 2 enemies that are currently triggered on us, the third one, we're out of range, so we can actually just grab the bomb, leave. Use the free move, disarm the bomb, move up, move left. Very good. Sky Isle part done. Onto the left carriage, which is ironically, if you look at the light fading on the right side. So what we will do now is reset. Actually, no, technically, no, we do. We do actually need to reset. We need to reset to the starting conditions, which means we're just going to go down here. And end the turn. Putting us in a position where we have 5 moves. Wait. What? Ah, we have 4 moves. So this guy up here just captured it. Actually, it makes me think. What turrets are you triggered on? All of the ones except the bomb. Unfortunate. So that's the tunnel we'll be able to get to here. So you'll need to end the turn here. If the mission's gonna end the moment that we touch the bomb, it's good. If it doesn't, we're not gonna get an S rank, but at least you know we're gonna be finishing the map anyway. Because we're gonna have to go over here and disarm the bomb. That's what I thought. So we're gonna have to use 1 extra turn. Because we're gonna have to free up that gangway on the right side. Which now is free. We can move through. Very good. Where now the 2 scars will meet. And I'm gonna guess that something interesting will happen in the story. Very good, very good. Catastrophe unlocked. Do you think that is? No. Add the Berlin Hauptbahnhof off. After the team splits up, SCR, the only one following Aliana, hurries up to her side. And 26 is 80% through her scans. She's asking about the next step of the plan. Have her run the scans again. Huh? I'll be giving you several stinks of digits afterwards. Bring out the corresponding cargo from these caverns afterwards. The Griffin supply truck is already waiting in the loading dock. Haul all these crates away afterward. So many, but many of them haven't been checked yet. Do as I say. With doubt on her face, SCR opens an encrypted channel to her. We're not actually here for riot control, are we? Just work as though you were performing riot control. SCR quickly shuts off the channel. There's some embarrassment on her face. I was just a little worked up. After all, the most urgent task I was assigned in the past was escorting the servers. If you don't mind, could I ask you a question? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Hmm? Why did you choose me? Why do you ask? That's because I'm not a suitable choice for the team, no matter how you look at it. I thought that at most, Griffin would only assign me relatively safe logistics work, also for protection duties. I didn't think I'd be dispatched on a special mission like this. Cease your pointless thinking immediately and complete the task I have assigned to you. Only soldiers who can perfectly complete their mission will be trusted by their superiors. That's the only way a soldier can live. Alright. Just as the CI heads towards the transport crane car, there's an explosion and the car's reinforcement metal shell suddenly explodes. Get down. Huh? Almost immediately, Aliana tackles SCR to the ground. Ambush. Get to cover. Aliana stays crouched, very wary, looking outside. Below her, SCR looks at the graze on her cheek from a bullet. Her first instinct was to protect me. After ensuring that the attack was over, they each ready their respective weapons. Call the others and have them prepared to relocate immediately. Aliana looks in the direction from which the bullets came. The only thing there is a densely packed crowd. After giving her orders, Aliana runs into the burning car before the police, drawn by the confusion, can arrive. Amidst the flames, Aliana suddenly comes to a halt. She quietly checks the crate in front of her, then takes out a communicator. Click. The call goes through. Griffin here. Aliana here. Polonitsa's fate confirmed. Did something happen? Aliana strokes the crate in front of her like she's touching a coffin. Polonitsa is confirmed as fallen. The only thing left here is the meteorite. Roger. Recover the meteorite and proceed with the protection duties. Understood. Just as Aliana responds to the call, a familiar voice that she hasn't heard for a while speaks in the systems. For a moment, Aliana's eyes go wide. Moon is online. Do you wish to proceed to the other party? Yes or no? Yes. Aliana responds without hesitation, but then... Moon is offline. Please respond again. Leader? The firefighters have arrived. I'm leaving this place to you. Leader? Wait. Aliana ignores SCR's cries and rises to her feet, jumping out of the car and running towards the crowd. Begin the search, Directive Moon. Target reaction detected. I knew it. Give me a location. Pinpointing location. Pinpointing failed. Detection radius is 200 meters. The crowd has fallen. The crowd that already calmed down suddenly reverts to chaos after the sudden gunshots. Aliana glares angrily at the crowd before her, her fingers tightening around her weapon. You won't get away. Outside the Berlin Hauptbahnhof. The sound of explosions have ceased and the crowd has finally begun leaving the batches under guidance. However, Cheryl remains where she is. Her eyes look past the densely packed horde of humanity, searching for that figure. Yes, I shall hydrate again, Alice. Don't stand here. Move and head outside. I'm waiting for someone. She's gone to find something she's lost. As she's back, she must suffer in drinks. God damn it. Everyone inside has been evacuated. Wait for them outside. Before Cheryl can explain, she's been pulled into the evacuation tunnel and away from where she promised to meet Samo. Why is she back yet? It's past the appointed time. Cheryl anxiously dials Samo's number, but nobody answers after a long time. Hurry and pick her up. Where do you go? Please be safe. Cheryl anxiously paces back and forth on the spot, worried that Samo might be searching for her at the original spot, not worrying that Samo's hurt so badly that she can't move. I guess I shouldn't ask a staff after all. Cheryl makes up her mind and turns towards the station. Suddenly, a tall black figure deliberately goes against the flow of the crowd and stops in front of her. Samo, where did you go? Spent ages looking for you. Quick, give me all the charged power banks you have. Why? Here, take this. Something is stuffed into Cheryl's hands. I just spotted my rival just now. She's jealous to me of the point of where she covers every last part of mine. What part of you is that valuable? I told you, I used to be very expensive. Of course, I still am now. Don't change the subject. In any case, she's coming over to catch me, so help me take this and walk a few circles nearby. Wait a minute. You didn't answer me at all. I demand an explanation. I can't. She's coming after me. You need to help me throw her off. I'll be home later. Wait. Cheryl opens a palm in a daze. Then I what someone gave her, a used bullet casing. After seeing the model and shape of the casing, Cheryl's eyes go wide. This is... Hi, Artemis. How are you doing? Hey, wait, aren't you streaming today? Cheryl struggles to peer beyond the crowd, but Salma's gone. Inside the truck. Hey. What's going on? Are we just going to hold all these crates away? M26 hurries inside the truck, but all she sees is SCR. Oh no, you asked him to say. Oh right, you changed your schedule a while ago. I forgot. Sorry. I'm still used to you being off on Mondays, but that's when the triple showdown, so to speak, happens. Where's the leader? I'm leaving this place to you. Say what? As she looks at ACR, who's muttering to herself while spacing out, M26 can't help but freeze up. Leader went to chase someone. Huh? Are you kidding me? Does she even know who she is? What kind of commander band is supposed to go chase after people? Miss Elena has a plan. In any case, let's move all this back to Griffin. Fine, I'll contact the commander. SCR, you keep trying to contact Aliana. Okay. SCR nods. Is God dead? I don't know. Maybe. Moon reaction detected. The scanner was never that clear to begin with, but now it's throwing up a fresh oddity. Aliana comes to a halt and rechecks it. There's no malfunction. There are now 2 moon reactions. Is this a trick, or... There's no time for delay. Aliana thorough brows loosen. After hesitating for just a moment, she heads straight for one of the positions she detected. Originally, she would never have needed to choose. In the plaza outside the Berlin Hauptbahnhof, Thomas gently strokes the puppy's head, and the puppy tenderly nuzzles up against her hand. It's Master's run up, panting heavily as she grabs the dog's leash. Thanks for catching this dumb dog of mine. You're welcome. Simon smiles and and pats the puppy's collar for the last time before leaving. Yet another shell casing has disappeared from the one she was holding in her palm. Now the last one. Someone tosses the last shell casing fitted with jammers into a plant pot by the plaza. Now there should be 4 separate me's on the census. That ought to delay her for about 15 minutes. No, it might only delay her for 5. Someone hurriedly walks through the bustling plaza, rubbing shoulders with all kinds of people. Despite the chaos and upheaval taking place not far away, it does not spark so much as a ripple in the stagnant world. There's the numb people, the lively people, and the ones who are like walking corpses. Each and every one of them has their own destination. Whether the look on their faces are ones of anticipation or indifference, they all head towards the endpoint, one step at a time. In this vast place, she is the one sole and only person who does not fit in. She has no destination. Right now, the setting sun is slowly sinking into the end of day. Its faint light, that inch of golden radiance, shines equally on everyone's heads and shoulders without favor, limiting them with a gentle halo of light. Day and night, dawn and dusk, sun and moon. This is a liminal moment, and the most beautiful time of day. It is sunset. The contours of the milling crowd look like they have a veil on them as they fade into the embers of the nightfall. They are indistinct as they fire past each other, like birds winging across the sky. They are lonely souls constantly encountering each other on life's long journey. Perhaps they may have travelled together once, but in the end, they will return to being alone. Someone looks in the direction of the light. The brightest star in the sky is still dazzling, even right before the end. She can't help but narrow her eyes slightly. It's neither too bright nor too dark. It's like a tall, rainbow-coloured goblet filled with champagne, swirling and sparkling with life. I've got you. She's in the shadow of dusk, just 2 or 3 steps away. As though destiny had played a trifling yet lethal joke on her. Got you. The familiar voice suddenly speaks into her ear. The words don't sound like they're being said in the real world, but more like they're being spoken directly into someone's neural cloud. That voice is so unreal that it feels like she's dreaming. Someone looks up. Those eyes, which never opened at all this time, now radiate a cold, keen glint for the first time. Bloodlust boils out from under the brim of a cap, and uncontrollable rage scatters the air between the two of them. She's forgotten how long it's been since she last felt this way. It feels just like yesterday to me. But to you, it's been a full 13 years. Your mangled body, your confused neural clouds, even your systems are still from 51. Can you still hold a gun? Daybreak squads. Deserter. Someone looks up again. The brim of her cap can no longer hide her rage. This is also the first time she's expressed such an emotion. You have no right to say that to me. You traitor. Remember what I said to you last time? We are both just toys in the hands of an ever-shifting creator. The fate decreed for Daybreak was no accident, and fate has declared that I will make Daybreak last forever. All you need to do is accept it, and accept the fact that I will end your life. I will kill you. You can't do it. Coward. There's a fire burning in their eyes. Aliana, you'd better kill me now, or else you'll die by my hand. Aliana takes a few steps closer to her. At last, we're going to put an end to that mission of ours that has remained incomplete for 13 years. Right now, killing you would be as easy as crushing an ant. You may rejoice. I will not do anything to you in such a crowded place. Yes, hate me. That will bring some amusement to our final showdown. I'll personally finish you off. Just not right now. The setting sun finally descends, and the last rays of light are replaced by those of the moon. You have 5 minutes to run. If I were you, I'd be turning tail already. Saro's hands clenches into fists. The hatred in her eyes looks like it could burn the entire world to ash. Under the setting sun's light, they look like the twin moons suspended in the night sky. Just you wait, Aliana. You'll die someday. Not by anyone else's hand, but mine. Interesting. And the story splits? Very interesting. Okay. Berlin, in the temporary Griffin base. Aliana returns, wreathed in a cold aura amidst the gloom of the night. You're back. As Aliana returns, Essia gets up from where she was waiting by the doorway, but Aliana ignores her and walks straight in. She seems completely oblivious to the hostility emanating from Aliana as she anxiously scampers after her. Wait, Aliana. Commander wants you to... Aliana, look. Aliana suddenly stops. Essia is completely unprepared for this and bumps into her shoulder. Are you going to criticize me too? Aliana's tone is icy, and when she turns around, Essia sees her face. No, I didn't mean to do that. Pick up your gun. Huh? Aliana flicks off to the safety on her weapon and presses its barrel against Essia's forehead. I'm pointing a gun at you right now, so take up your weapon. Aliana, I won't point my gun at you. Aliana is stunned. Why? Because you're my team leader. Also, the commander never said they were unhappy with the outcome of the mission. However, they were a little worried about your departure, so they asked me to wait here and tell you to report to Miss Persica's lab once you returned. Let's look at how text-heavy this game can be. Very much so. However, the story is very well written, so honestly, I don't mind. I didn't mean anything else by it. Aliana slowly lowers her weapon. If I point a gun at you, then you better do the same too. Otherwise, people will look down on you. Aliana heads for Persica's lab, still in a foul mood. Essia stands dumbly where Aliana left her. This is hell, but it's interesting. Can be depressing. Oh! Oh, do you mean that literally... Okay. Terry, I don't know how long you've been playing the game, right? But last week, we were playing a bit of Continuum Turbulence. The bit where Sop 2 walks around with the dead icy core of Ro embedded into her own chest as she's hoping that she'll make it in time to revive her. Yeah, depressing. In Persica's lab. Stopped about a year and a half ago. Ah! Actually about almost around the time that I stopped as well. Yeah, maybe. I dropped out after a while and then returned winter last year. Aliana suddenly enters the lab with a skull on her face. Just as she's about to enter the examination pod, Persica stops her. Hold up. Hold it. Don't interrupt my experiment. You asked me to come here. Oh, yeah? Do you know you've got some undeletable base layer code in your neural cloud core? Of course she knows. She knows it better than anyone. Persica's words quench the wrath of unknown origin boiling within her. Instantly, her overheated head cools down. I know. I was rolled out that way. You don't have to worry about it if you think it's a problem. I'll explain it to the commander if need be. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Or that, good for you, it's not like I care anyway. What I meant is that when I was giving you a new body, I discovered that it might end up affecting your neural cloud. It was just a reminder. No need to thank me. Yeah, I know. It already had an effect. Did it? What exactly did it do? In contrast to her words, Persica goes from uninterested to concerned in an instant. Changing to a new body didn't manage to suppress it, but only for about half an hour. Once that time elapses, I'll automatically carry out that mission. Automatic execution. Your mission was left over from a decade ago. Surely carrying it out now would be fruitless. I have to say, people who hard-code stuff like that without comments are a huge pain in the ass. Code a joke that I don't understand. Fortunately, I ran a full diagnostic on you beforehand, so it shouldn't affect your bodily performance. Indeed, it doesn't affect them, so long as it doesn't infringe on related people and matters. Fine, as long as you know. I can't delete it right now, so if you know too, then just report anything strange that comes up. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Leave quickly if there's nothing else. Don't interfere with my work. Oh yeah, I think the commander was looking for you. Understood. In the Griffin's base, ops room. Aliana enters the ops room. You're back. The commander takes a seat. Miss Zoya is under Griffin's protection. Your mission is over. Aliana waits for a while, but the commander does not say anything. Is there anything else you want to ask? At great length, the commander speaks. The mission is complete. As for any other things, whether or not you want to tell me about them is up to you. If you don't want to talk about them, then you have countless ways to deceive me, and if you want to share them, then it'll naturally come up. Aliana remains silent for a while before finally sighing. She closes her eyes as though she's gathering up her determination, and when she opens them again, she no longer avoids the commander's gaze. Commander, have you heard of Operation Coatl? The first time we met, you used an ops order to disarm me. So, quick thing before I continue. I want to do the thing that I often do when I'm playing story games. I have a hunch. So, for you being lost, Artemis, that is entirely understandable, because at the moment, I am too. This story is surprisingly disconnected from what has happened before. While this is a major story event, it seems to be a little bit of a divergent line. Like a side bit, instead of continuing on the main line. While there's a lot of characters that have been established in the past, like Persica, Healy, and the Commander, and a lot of other characters, it does seem like this is not the story of Angie. Unfortunately. However, I do have a guess. We have had a scene earlier where the counterpart, Samo, or, Scar H, opened the Neuro Cloud segment where there was a table with 8 seats in a circle. with voices talking to her. Considering that the way that they were talking to her, I'm guessing that they were probably part of a squad at some point. Maybe Squad Daybreak. Considering that she seems to be hunting down Samu at all cost, and Samu seems she has called Samu a deserter, and Samu called Aliana a traitor. My guess is that the hard-coded mission in Aliana's brain is to kill every single other member of Squad Daybreak after they've completed whatever mission came beforehand. And I have the feeling that Samu might just be the only one left. Just a random guess. However, it was limited to some paperwork, so it should be considered a failure of World War III. Aliana continues explaining herself. Indeed, that failure was why I was mothballed. As I recall, the exact reason was that backup didn't arrive in time, as well as the transport helicopter being shot down by a missile. It does seem a little ridiculous when you look at it now. However, World War III was a chaotic time. There are many lost records that have not been found again, even now. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I belong to the Daybreak Squad, an all-doll infantry platoon under the Rangers. Nothing about Daybreak Squad should be out in the public records. Also, there should be nothing left over from Daybreak Squad in current doll development. The Commander frowns. Actually, I'm quite interested in what you said. Current doll technology has gone in a completely different direction from how it started out. In the area where I was produced, conflicts and battles escalated rapidly, and dolls sent to the battlefield soon ended up being bottlenecked in terms of performance. But the circumstances could not possibly wait for technology to catch up. After the military forcibly intervened in the matter, we, in Daybreak, underwent a top-secret experiment in order to discover the limits of doll performance. The core product of that experiment still remains. That would be the dock tags locked in my base layer. What are they? Originally, dock tags were metal plates used by human soldiers to identify each other's corpses. But for dolls, they have another use. On one hand, they prevent the neurocloud data from being taken by the enemy. On the other hand, they are carriers that were jury-rigged with neurocloud technology. That sounds like quite a logical design. Unfortunately, its practical usage did not turn out to be as successful as expected. The researchers back then did not take the individual elements of dolls into consideration. In any case, the system was developed to secure absolute success in Operation Quartal. She says these words. A chill radiates from Ariana's body. Okay, I'm gonna go and do egress now, which is Samu's side on that at the same time. Hey, you know, dark room with a circle of HS. In depths of Samu's neurocloud, she's appeared. 13 years. Samu, we've been locked in here for 13 years. It's all thanks to her. But still, we can't flee this place. And neither can we change our bodies. We can't even untangle each other's memories. Who am I? Who are you? Samu, do you remember who you are? Vixus Eula. Vixus Laura. The only sound in the quiet alley is that of Cheryl's footsteps as she anxiously paces back and forth. She clutches her tablet with both hands, frowning as she studies a glowing icon on the map, while holding her phone to her ear with her shoulder. Are you sure this is the place? Don't worry, we've taken many search requests like this in the past. Things like lost puppies and kitties, and our husbands sneaking off with their mistresses, we'll find them all. Besides, we can find any doll we've ever sold as long as they've been activated. Cheryl comes to a halt. She's looking at the end of the alley. She looks back down to the tablets. Her position completely overlaps the glowing icon. But this is just a garbage dump. But of course, one would pick a hiding place where they could completely blend in. So you're saying the doll you sent me was garbage? Oh, darling, you're such a kidder. Oh, we just got a new assignment. Since you found her, I'll be hanging up. It's the sound of someone hanging up in a hurry. Cheryl puts down a tablet and the communicator before carefully taking out the shell casings that someone gave her. So much for remembering the address of those shady dealers. Cheryl squeezes the shell casing and walks towards the rubbish point. The garbage truck hasn't come around to collect it yet, so the overflowing dumpsters are emitting a vile, oppressive stench. Cheryl resists her disgust and carefully picks through them. Don't worry, big sis. I'll save you. Just like you saved me back then. The sound of gunfire goes through the cramped room. Cheryl goes from feeling like she's caught in a hail of bullets to being outside of it. All she can do is fall to the ground while protecting her head with her hands. She can hear crying and weeping voices around her, and Cheryl can tell that some of them belong to her classmates. But most of them are distorted by fear and terror, and she cannot identify them. Everyone, this way! Run! Hurry up and run! The sound of the gunshots grows softer and more distant. In its place is loud wailing and the sound of rapid footsteps. Cheryl senses the students beside her growing further and further away. She reaches out in a panic, trying to grab onto something. Wait for me. Take me with you. Let go. Don't grab me. However, her hand is sweating away time and time again. In the darkness, Cheryl feels herself being flung to the ground. She never realized this before, but there's apparently layers to darkness. Like now, for instance. The distant darkness is like waves of night lapping against her face. Can't see anything. Help me. Cheryl trembles, feeling like a lab rat trapped in a maze whose exit does not know. She feels around with her hands, trying to find a faint ray of her from indistinct sensations. Until a pair of cold hands grab hers. Little one, why didn't you follow the instructions and go outside? I can't see. Then you've done very well to stay calm while being unable to see. Don't be scared. I'll take you to see your parents. The cold hands gently inspect the wound on Cheryl's head and help smooth out her clothing. You're hurt. I'll help bandage you. I'm scared. Will I ever be able to see anything again? The wound on your head might have caused temporary blindness. Once you get to the hospital, the doctors will cure you. Your mom and papa will be waiting there for you too. Who are you? Me? I can't tell you my name. Then what should I call you? Big Sis? Ha! Alright then. Call me Big Sis. The cold hands help Cheryl to her feet, and with nothing else to depend on this darkness, she clings to them for dear life. They're a little rough and not quite soft enough, but they make a way to entrust everything to them. Make her want to entrust everything to them. Found you. A thoroughly filthy Cheryl pants heavily as she looks at Samo, who's sleeping in the garbage pile. Samo seems to have burrowed very deeply inside it, as though she was trying to hide from something. She smacks Samo's cheeks, then loads onto a little trolley before pushing it back home. Berlin, in the Stasi office. J and K solemnly inside the meeting room, studying the dossier before them. Said files don't contain much, just a few pages, but that is also what is giving the two of them a tremendous headache. Oi, this description is so vague that there are several thousand dolls in Berlin alone that would fit it. And would a doll produced in that era even be functional now? Well, she was working just fine when she was under the Soviet state sec. Also, if she really was such a legendary doll, then why did the Soviets sell her off? Don't tell me they threw her away as garbage or something. Show some respect, Jay. I just don't get it. There are so many things that are fishy about this assignment. Why did we even take it on the first place? Use your brain, Jay. Since when did the inside men in the Soviets ever stop working? They've sold more impressive things than this on the black market. Think about it. Those old geezers turned a blind eye to all the other weapons, but they're willing to pay any price to work across borders and ask us to help them find this very special doll. Why is that? Click. Case communicator rings. He glances at it and then turns to Jay. It's from Q. Watch your words. That woman. Okay, relax. I'll try not to speak. K hits the accept call button, and Q's transmission appears on the screen. Yo, it's been a while. I see Jay said too. Jay suddenly looks away and pretends he didn't see anything. What's happened? You know, you should be thanking me for this. If I hadn't had to leave the country on business, you might not have been put on the case. Wow, I'm really grateful. Thanks to you, I'll have to dig up all of the Berlin for Trash Doll about which practically nothing is known. Don't interrupt others, Jay. Oh, it's alright. This is the first time Agent J has received such a challenging mission. It's only natural for him to feel out of his league. Let's get back on track. We've got another dossier, but we can't track that down with just that much. If it were that simple, the Soviets wouldn't have lowered themselves to begging us for help. So you have nothing to add either. Originally I didn't, but one of my contacts gave me a clue just 3 minutes before I made this call. What clue? Go to my desk and open the drawer on the left, the one that isn't locked. How did you put that in there ahead of time? It contains my invoices for my assignment last month. I haven't been able to claim them yet, but the time notes on them is running short. Just go, Jay. Jay storms off. Agent J is surprisingly useful at times. What about the clue? I sent it to your mailbox. Good luck finding her. Q hangs up. K immediately opens his mailbox and downloads the document Q sends him. It's a series of coordinates. A list of her most recent movements. Now this makes things much easier. That does make things much easier. Adriana closes her eyes. Although the events are long in the past, the memories feel like yesterday to her. Operation Cortal is only listed as an ordinary decapitation operation in our files now. The operation itself is meaningless. The location is what's important. I remember it took place in a skyscraper, but you're right, nobody mentioned the location. Yes, it was a skyscraper. However, it was in the red zone. Also, it was a floating skyscraper. Oh. Ooh. I know exactly which location they're talking about, and that is a place and a half. Do you mind if I bring 15 and Dandelion in? This information you're revealing might be of the utmost importance to our upcoming operations. Alright. You see, in the previous event, we have been assaulting a tower. A tower that is floating off the ground in a highly radioactive red zone. It is the home base of the current big enemy. So that's an important information there. Berlin in the Stasi office. K and J are sitting in the meeting room, staring blankly at the files before them. Have you ever heard of the Daybreak Squad? Yeah, they were under the Army Special Warfare Command. I think they were the product of the NGAD project back then. That was a period of frenzied competition in the arms industry. When you think about it, a lot of research fields stagnated after World War III ended. Doll designs from back then aren't that far behind from the ones we have now. I checked the files, not much technology survived from World War III, and information about many secret projects and operations were lost. Either they were lost in one containment zone or another, or some multi-sided conflict meant that the data couldn't be backed up in time. In short, you think this doll is special, right? Think more carefully about this. This was one of the jobs assigned to that spy that Soviet statesec picked up during their internal purge. Wait a minute. Do you still remember that incident earlier when the Elmo was detained? Of course, I handled it. I remember you said something about them being held because they were trafficking in illegal technology or something, right? Now that you mention it, they were transporting a special container labeled NGAD. Since it was a squad, there's got to be more than one doll involved. Looks like we can go ask an old friend to help us out. Rather than those vague traces of movement in the Hauptbahnhof that Q gave us, if the commanders made progress in restoring their facilities, they might have a way to contact each other. Jay gets up and prepares to leave the meeting room. Wait. What now? Our job is to apprehend this doll. No matter what reasons she has, she's currently still a member of StateSec. Got it. I'll keep work and personal matters separate. In the upstream at Griffin Base. SDAR-15 is as grim and even Dandelion's usual playful expression is nowhere to be found. Did you say a huge floating skyscraper in a red zone? Where exactly was it? It was on an island. It's probably rubble now. I just checked the relevant files. The objective of your operation listed there is different from the one you mentioned. I would like you to tell me, who were you sent to take out? The target was codenamed Capita, and his listed name was Laplace. Laplace. Commander's only response to the name Aliana supplied is to mutter thoughtfully to themselves before looking it up at her. Do you have more detailed information on this person? I'd like to know everything about him. Unfortunately, I was merely the blade swung down on him. I'm just as clueless about him as you are. I can't even be sure if his name is real. The only thing I'm sure of is that he's affiliated with the Relic Agency. The Relic Agency? Did you make contact with him during the operation? Aliana takes a deep breath. Yes. Then... But we can't be sure if we encountered the man himself. Our entire team was wiped during our last mission. I would like to hear about that operation in detail. I was just about to tell you. Second contact. Okay. Alright then. Okay, alright. So what's the mission? Find the culprits, and we lose if Daybreak Squad is defeated. Now... The autocannons are probably going to be one of those things that we can't exactly use. Notes with markers are targeted by autocannons. Echelons Echelons that pass through these nodes will take damage that equals 10% of their current HP. Interesting. At the start of your turn, autocannons will fire at your echelons within a 1 node distance, dealing damage that equals 10% of the echelon's current HP. Make sure your units stay out of their range before ending a turn. Interesting. I'm gonna get rid of you here. Ah, there's a secret path up to the left. Top left. Now come on. Taking damage here. That's fine. Well, we can't do that 10 times, even though it's 10%, because, you know, the more damage we take, the less effective our squad will be. Which probably makes sense. So, there's a secret path up there. There's a secret path all the way at the top there. Which we should definitely both check. Is there any other path? I don't... Oh no, there's one on the very right side there as well. I'm gonna guess that that top one there doesn't have anything in it, considering the fact that there was an enemy unit that just walked into it and back out. Blip. We need to kind of stop here, because even though we have one more extra move left over, if we move, we're gonna end up in the range of one of those autocannons. So, I'm gonna guess that that's the one in the top right there. Well, we can check here. It's a control terminal here, which will open the gate. This mission is a bit wacky. The autocannon turrets are definitely a new thing on the map. Ooh. Oh, the spots change. Now that is interesting to know. I want to wait here though. I want to capture this point so I have more movement points per turn. Also now I can just check the one on the left side. Because the autocannon isn't firing it right now. There's a Goliath here. Now that is interesting. Basically, it's a big-ass bomb that we can throw at shit. So we might actually need that. Depending on what we'll encounter in the later part of the map. Also, I've just realized you can probably actually make it all the way through this mission without taking a single point of damage. Because it seems that every second, or every turn that they swap around into a different tile. Which is interesting. So let's see what we have up here. There's the culprit. Don't want to do that yet, though, funnily enough. I want to know what the Goliath is for. Because sometimes in the events, you have secret objectives or secret achievements for doing specific things. And I wonder if this might be one of them. It might not be. Who knows? We don't really need to be in combat anymore, so it's fine. Blech. Bonk. It might have been one. I don't know. That was a very big unit that we just kind of bombed. Well, time to walk into the culprit. Very good, very good. Capture. 2051, Operation Coatl in the Dead Sea. They are in a tunnel. Many rounds of shellfire have been exchanged and the air is filled with smoke. Saros takes aim and pulls the trigger. And the enemy soldier collapses as the shot rings out. Point A12 is clear. Copy. Aliana, we can't move it further forward. Hey, are you listening to me? A bullet flies overhead and Saros drops into a roll. The bullet bounces off a nearby wall. It is soon followed by more firepower that punches a line of bullet holes into the masonry. She can hear the beating of a chopper blades outside the building. Saros repositions and checks the number of enemies through the crack in the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're facing at least 6 elite squads here. Hang in there. What bullshit is that? That nav's down, we're dangerously low on ammo, there's no support, and we don't have eyes or ears. How are we supposed to fight them? Our only choice is to break through the field's fire before they can meet up and seize Capita. Inside the hiding place, Saros' face fills with despair. It's no good, we can't break through with only this much firepower. You must not give up. Bloody hell. If satellite comms weren't cut off, the commander would have agreed to retreat too. If only I was 7% faster and 1.5% more accurate. You could double them and it still wouldn't be enough. Eula, grab that mad woman. Eula? Eula! There's no answer from the communicator. Eula? Are you there? Eula's name goes grey in the Daybreak system. Saros watches as it changed to deleted. Aliana, what the hell are you doing? Wasn't Eula with you just now? We need to break through and complete the mission. Daybreak leads the way, never taking a step back. Aliana raises a gun and rushes forward like lightning. Saros, cover me. Saros? The shells rip through the air, trailing a hurricane in the wake. Time stretches out and all sound dissolves into the echoes of white noise. Right. Aliana remembers that at that moment, the sky appeared blood red. White light bloomed in the air. Berlin, in the ops room of the temporary base. And you managed to approach that room without any support. Yes, I managed to enter the room in the end. And then the operation failed. The room is silent. Aliana. Aliana turns to the command and studies the mixed expression on her face. Thank you for choosing to be honest with me, Aliana. The news you brought is very important to myself and Griffin. Because of Capita? Although I'm not sure who Capita is or what he's done, we do know about that structure in the Dead Sea that floats in midair. Its name is now Avernus. Then there's a very high chance Capita is still alive. I think Moscow sent you over because they knew that. I see. So the mission wasn't complete after all. Aliana closes her eyes, her face in an unreadable mix of emotions. The commander walks over and places a hand on Aliana's shoulder, a solemn look on their face. The people to whom you swore your loyalty no longer exist, so you don't need to feel bound by the past. However, it may have come to be. I'm glad your path brought you to Griffin. But we also need to realize that the world has remained stagnant for the past 13 years, and the dawn has not yet come. Aliana, our mission is not yet complete, and your light has never been faded. It's never faded. Here now, are you willing to fight alongside us for the sake of a new world? Aliana clenches a fist and holds it into their chest. The expression is one of utmost gravity. For all my life. For Griffin and for Daybreak. The commander pats Aliana on the shoulder and nods. However, I have a small request. What is it? I believe Miss Persica has already told you about my condition. About your base layers missions. Yes, the dock techs I mentioned before. The last order they gave me was to purge traitors. Who is it? I saw her, but it's a private matter of mine. Therefore, I request permission to handle this matter on my own. The commander falls silent briefly. I will respect your decision. Sam opens eyes again, and takes the familiar ceiling and room once again. Cheryl is crouched beside the bed, gently wiping the stains of her. Are you awake? Does it hurt anywhere else? This must be a dream. Sam closes her eyes. You're plugged in, so don't pretend to be asleep. Sam opens her eyes. It's still the same familiar ceiling and room. She looks with a doubt that... One moment. Sorry. She looks with doubt at Cheryl's kind and gentle face. What happened when I wasn't around? Cheryl's places two identical shell casings in front of Summer. What is this supposed to mean? Do you not remember at all? I remember I told you not to throw them away? Cheryl's face falls and her tone becomes much more depressed. To think you wouldn't remember a single thing about something that meant so much to me. Cheryl covers her eyes with her hands. Big sis. I can't see. The muffled sound of children crying and wailing to return to their parents' embrace suddenly fills Summer's neural clouds. Cold, unfeeling soldiers move among them, scattering the still weeping children, none of them paying attention to a particular child. The one was helplessly feeling around in a corner, her face full of tears. Time, location, operation codename. So-and-so stands in a classroom, or rather, a building that once had been a classroom. A child with an indistinct face is clinging tightly to her hand. The child seems to be looking at her. Sis, don't leave me. I won't. It'll be a while until we get to leave, so tell me, what's your name? My name is Cheryl. That's a nice name. I'll remember it. Big Sis, why won't you tell me your name? Because Big Sis can't let anyone know her name. Why is that? It's complicated adult stuff. It would be hard to explain. Okay, but then how will I find you after I can see you again? Let me think. Sort of fields around the pockets and effects. Grenades, flashbangs, daggers, none of them seem like appropriate gifts for a kid. In the end, she picks up a shell casing from the ground that she just used. This is for you. What is this? It's cold and it seems like it's made of metal. This is what I use most. Okay, I'll take good care of it. Why are you spacing out? Do you really not remember? My neurocloud's in a bit of a mess. I'll test you then. Okay. What was the weather like on the day that you met me? Sunny, I guess? Correct. You do remember. Then what was the color of the clothes I was wearing? They were dark colored? Yes, that's right. I was wearing it. She's just letting... Okay, sure. Wait, isn't that really far off? Then where did you meet me? In a classroom, I guess. Cheryl grabbed someone's hands in delight. Eclipses, he remembered after all. 14 years ago, on December 1st, it was a cold day and it was snowing lightly. I was having class in Berlin Metropolitan School when a whole bunch of bad guys suddenly rushed in. I fainted and I couldn't see anything when I woke up. You saved me. Eclipses. Cheryl lightly scoops up someone's hand and squeezes it in her own. Her index finger is pointing forward, like she's making a finger gun. Do you still remember? That day when I was crying and crying, you held my hand like this and showed me how to shoot in order to distract me. The feeling of the trigger and your hand on mine has remained on my fingers all this time. Did I teach you how to shoot? Someone extracts her hand and opens it in front of her eyes. I don't know what happened to you over these years, but when I saw you like this, I was so sad. Still, being able to meet you again is too much of a lucky coincidence. No, there are no coincidences in this world. Fate must have decreed this. Actually, there's one I haven't told you. The door you ordered is still in the store. I snuck into its box while they were packing it up. I knew it, you! Cheryl takes a deep breath. Then she forces herself to smile, but it looks so ugly that she would have been better off crying instead. It's okay, Vixis. I'll just think of it as a storage fee I paid for you. Back then, I was thinking that considering how readily you paid up, you must have been a really rich rube. I need some time to think. Cheryl takes the rag and bucket of water that's dirty from the cleaning and leaves the room. Samuel's vision returns to the familiar ceiling. A girl who couldn't see. I wonder whose memory it was. Samuel slowly closes his eyes. Well, this story is weird and very interesting so far. It's also entirely disconnected. Well, not entirely. There's a lot of connecting lines to the main story. However, it's very interestingly separate. You can understand the whole story so far without knowing anything of the story before it. Which is neat. And again, very different from usual. There's a lot of callbacks and little attention calls in the other events and stuff. Which is necessary because, well, it's a very long storyline that is extending quite a lot. Anyway, I am going to call my stream here for today, and be back tomorrow with some boats. And I will quickly look and check who I can rate for today. Who is online? Who is online? Let's go and say hello to Bats, who, according to his stream title, is still doing editing for his auditions. But I don't know if he's still doing that. He was saying something about going to play video games eventually. So, let's just go and say hello. No worries, Artemis. The story of this game is wild and very depressing at times. Very depressing at times. You see, one of the main characters that is a doll, so basically technology that has been turned into, like, automated robots, it's very likely that she's actually a reanimated corpse of a young girl that has been shot. And that is an information that is out there and very well known for about this game. So, yeah. She doesn't know that, by the way. Anyway. It's wild. Anyway, okay, he is actually playing a game already. Let's just go and raid him, and I'm going to be back tomorrow with boats, and that will be fun. Have a nice night. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I know that sometimes I speak faster than I read, and then I stumble over my words, and I have to go back, and I hope it doesn't distract too much. Anyway, have a good night, and thank you very much for being here. Bye!